Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Lies official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives spoilers suggest that Tripp Johnson, Lucas Adams, and Wendy Shin's Victoria Grace makeout session was interrupted by Lai Shin, Remington Hoffman, who eventually provided updates on Melinda Trask's, Tina Huang's, attempt to capture him during their date. Tripp sympathized with Lai, but he also thought Melinda deserved another opportunity, especially given everything she'd been through. Tripp informed Melinda that her daughter, Hailey Chen, had died in an accident. Wendy confronted Tripp about Hailey after he labeled her a dear friend in Tuesday's Days episode. When Tripp revealed that he was married to Hailey, Wendy choked on her noodles in disbelief. Tripp eventually explained that he married Hailey to help her earn her green card and fell in love with her in the process. Wendy felt sorry for Tripp, who said Hailey was at peace and would want him to be happy. They kissed after Tripp revealed that he was in love with Wendy. Wendy had to return to the workplace, but she had booked a date with Tripp and found it difficult to separate herself from him. Melinda offered Sloane a drink at small bar after she creamed her earlier in court. Sloane muttered, but Melinda knew her adversary in court had to know the case against her brother, Colin Bedford, Jasper Newman, would be closed. Sloane consented to join Melinda, but she declined the drink and revealed she was pregnant. Melinda was taken aback, but she understood as Sloane expressed her desire to start a new family. Melinda, who was tired of being alone, thought the concept wasn't too horrible. Melinda updated Sloane on her date with Lai and how she messed it up by trying to get a confession. Sloane advised that Melinda swallow her pride and try again with Lai, but Melinda doubted it would happen. Melinda and Sloane agreed to meet up again sometime because they loved each other's company. Melinda awaited the arrival of her matchmaker's next option after Sloane left for her first consultation with her obstetrician. Melinda noticed Lai donning a blue blazer after learning her date would be wearing one. Melinda was left wondering if Lai could ever be her date again. On Tuesday's episode of Days, Dr. Ingrid Sorensen, Lizagale Tomlinson, met E.J. Demora, Dan Feuerigel, at the hospital during Nicole Walker's, Ariane Zucker, baby appointment. Dr. Sorensen wanted to do some genetic testing on EJ, just to check for hereditary markers and any diseases or defects the baby might have. Dr. Sorensen sought to learn what to expect if an in utero intervention was required. Dr. Sorensen swabbed EJ's cheek and saved his sample after learning about the prior paternity incident. Dr. Sorensen then suggested that they proceed with the ultrasound to determine the baby's gender, but Nicole stated that they preferred to be surprised. Nonetheless, EJ eventually cornered Dr. Sorensen alone in the hopes of learning the gender after all. EJ requested Dr. Sorensen to let him in on the secret because Nicole was the only one who didn't want to know. Dr. Sorensen advised EJ that because Nicole was her patient, she couldn't release any material without Nicole's permission. EJ smiled and remarked, "You can't blame a guy for trying." Eric Brady, Greg Vaughan, received confirmation that Brady Black, Eric Martsolf, threatened Kristen Dinora, Stacey Haydock, and was arrested for his conduct at the townhouse of John Black, Drake Hoteston, and Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall. Brady admitted that Rachel Black, Finley Rose Slater, overheard him and phoned the cops before Kristen corroborated her claim. Eric thought Brady's actions were ridiculous, but he also recognized that Brady was stressed out because he was worried about his child. Eric admitted that he was going to be a parent after saying that he realized that now more than ever. Brady only hoped Sloane didn't disappoint him once Eric revealed she was pregnant. Of course, Eric defended Sloane, pointing out that she was nothing like Kristen. Sloane, according to Eric, was a wonderful person who had simply lost her way. Brady maintained he was pleased for Eric and that Sloane's decision to conceive this baby for him was quite altruistic. Nicole was at the hospital after Eric had left. Sloane joined Eric shortly afterwards and revealed her news to Nicole, who fake smiled. On Tuesday's episode of Belle Brady, Martha Madison forced Kristen to retract her remark and agreed to persuade Brady to sign a new shared custody agreement. Kristen joined Belle at the townhouse once she was convinced that Brady would cooperate. Brady refused to sign the paperwork until Kristen fulfilled her part of the bargain, so Kristen called Trask. Kristen revealed that she wanted to rescind her statement and would not seek charges against Brady when it was suggested that she overstated things. Kristen believed Rachel would see things her way as well, so Melinda was irritated that they were wasting her time. On Tuesday's episode of Days, Kristen informed Brady that it was his turn to disconnect. Days of Our Lives spoilers state that Leo Stark, Greg Reichardt, will struggle with guilt as he assists Gwen Ristek, Emily O'Brien, in preparing for her wedding to Dimitri von Luschner, Peter Port. Leo is aware of the inheritance Dimitri stands to get if he marries before his 40th birthday. Of course, Leo is also concealing his new romance with Dimitri, so he recognizes he's holding secrets that would ruin Gwen's life if she discovered them. Leo, on the other hand, will do his share to assist Gwen prepare for her big day and will keep his mouth shut about the rest of the drama. Days teasers indicate that there will be some conflict in Chad Demers, Billy Flynn, and Stephanie Johnson's, Abigail Klein, apartment due to frequent disruptions. Stephanie and Chad will be attempting to spend a quiet evening alone until Dimitri arrives, most likely with a wedding invitation for Chad. Of course, Dimitri will undoubtedly argue that Stephanie is welcome to accompany Chad. Meanwhile, Melinda Trask, Tina Huang, will be disappointed if her next blind date is not Li Shin, Remington Hoffman, according to Days spoilers. Although Melinda hoped for a second opportunity, she soon realized Lai was seeing someone else for a blind date at small bar. There will be a true crime podcast fan named Connie who gushes about her obsession and may appear a little odd for Leigh's taste. Melinda, on the other hand, will have her own disastrous blind date. Days teasers indicate that Alex Kyriakis, Robert Scott Wilson, will arrive late and be his typical rude self, indicating that Melinda will not get along with him. Melinda may even throw a drink on Alex and force him to strip down if he shows up shirtless on Chad and Stephanie's doorstep again. Alex may ask to borrow some stain remover or find another reason to pay his neighbors a visit. Stephanie may question whether Alex learned nothing from their boundary discussion, but she may finally recognize that he could use someone to vent to. Alex may become even more certain that genuine love isn't out there for him after his experience with Melinda. E.J. Demera, Dan Feuerigel, will join Nicole Walker, Ariane Zucker, Eric Brady, Greg Vaughan, and Sloane Peterson, Jessica Surfety, on Wednesday's show to continue an important debate. Sloane recently gave Nicole an update on her pregnancy, so E.J. is going to find out as well. Regardless of Nicole's reservations, E.J. will think this is fantastic because Eric will be able to focus on his own family and leave Nicole alone. Following E.J.'s congratulations to Sloane and Eric, they will learn that Dr. Ingrid Sorensen, Lizagale Tomlinson, has requested E.J.'s DNA sample for genetic testing. Sloane will be terrified by this information, as she fears her paternity fraud will be exposed. Sloane won't be long before she imagines Eric's horrified reaction to her manipulated DNA test, and she'll decide she can't let it happen. Sloane will finally resolve to change the fresh test findings to ensure nothing is wrong, according to Days of Our Lives spoilers, so stay tuned for further surprises. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.